The Las Vegas Aces, the team that revitalized the modern-day super team in the WNBA. They went from dominating the league, winning back-to-back championships, literally having teams craft their roster in order to beat the Aces, is now the team that did not live up to expectations this year, and is a team that's one by one falling apart in front of our own very eyes.
What if I told you the most dominant team in the WNBA is on the verge of falling apart? The Las Vegas Aces, once the undisputed queens of the court, are now in crisis mode. Free agency has kicked off and things are looking bleak. Key players are considering leaving, and the front office is in disarray. How is MVP AJaWilson dealing with this sudden tumble from the top? From championship celebrations to a team on the brink of collapse, the Aces' downfall is nothing short of shocking.
I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great. It looks great. But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best teammate, because that's how I get the best out of my team.
While Vegas faces challenges, another team is rising up. The Indiana Fever are constructing an unstoppable force, with Caitlin Clark leading the charge and a revamped front office that's grabbing attention. Could we be seeing a shift in the WNBA's power dynamic? Get ready, because the change is happening. Let's go.
Recently, they have been in the news for all the wrong reasons.
Remember when the Las Vegas Aces were the shining star of the WNBA? Those days are slipping away quickly. The once dominant dynasty is falling apart, and trouble is brewing in Sin City. Picture this. The Aces were knocked out of the 2024 playoffs, humiliated by the New York Liberty. Their offense, once a powerhouse, crumbled when it mattered most, taking a nearly 7-point dive in their offensive rating. Kelsey Plum and Chelsea Gray, their shooting percentages plummeted in the playoffs, like they forgot how to play basketball overnight.
We have to get better. We have to really take a sharp look at ourselves, look ourselves in the mirror, see our shortcomings, and then, you got to make the moves necessary, whatever that means, to put the best product that we possibly can. It's not going to be the same group probably next year. It just won't. And I'm sad about that, because I really like that group. They were a pain in my ass, but I was a pain in their ass too.
As the dust settles on their disappointing season, the real drama is just beginning. The Aces' ship is sinking fast, with key players jumping ship left and right. Coach Becky Hammond didn't hold back. This team won't be the same in 2025, and that's putting it mildly. The front office is a ghost town. General manager Natalie Williams is gone, and her top assistants have packed up and left. It's a mass exodus, and now everyone's scrambling to stay afloat.
Despite back-to-back championships and a deep playoff run this season, the Las Vegas Aces have fired general manager Natalie Williams.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Kelsey Plum, their sharpshooting star, is looking to make an exit. Rumor has it, she's got the Golden State Valkyries in her sights. The Aces slapped her with the core designation, but that's like trying to stop a flood with a paper towel. To sweeten the deal, the Aces are offering Plum a supermax contract worth around $250,000 for the 2025 season. But even with all that money on the table, she's still got one foot out the door. Looks like cash can't buy loyalty after all.
What is going on in their locker room? Like, this Aces team is falling apart. This is not a coach that I would want to play for.
How did the mighty Aces fall so far? So fast? Could their own success be the reason for their downfall? Think about it. Back-to-back championships, a roster stacked with all-stars, and the allure of Las Vegas. It's enough to make anyone's head spin. But while they were busy soaking in the glory, the rest of the league caught up. Now, the Aces are learning the hard way that pride comes before the fall. The real question is, can they turn this ship around? Or is this the end of an era in Sin City? It's almost like their rise to the top set the stage for their spectacular collapse. Who knew being on top could lead to such a dramatic fall?
We talked a lot of smack last year. I'm sure they heard it, and they got to smack us this year. So, for us, we will have a long off season.
You know what they say about an empty throne? Everyone wants to sit on it. But in the case of the Las Vegas Aces, it's more like a sinking ship with no one at the helm. The front office is a ghost town, and guess who might be the last one standing? Becky Hammond. But can one person navigate this ship through rough waters? Let's break it down. Free agency is underway, but who's making the calls? Crickets. Still no GM in sight. Now let's talk about Becky Hammond. She's eyeing a Cheryl Reeve-style takeover, the whole coach and GM combo. It's a power move, no doubt, but is it too much? Too soon? Hammond's already hinting at some major changes, saying, "We have to take a sharp look at ourselves, see our shortcomings, and make the necessary moves." Sounds like someone's ready to swab the decks.
WNBA's newest franchise, the Golden State Valkyries, have named Natalie Nakase as their first ever head.
Here's the twist. While Hammond may be gearing up for a one-woman show, her former assistants are jumping ship. Natalie Nasi is making waves with the Golden State Valkyries as the first Asian American head coach in WNBA history. Then there's Tyler Marsh, who's diving into the stormy waters of the Chicago sky. Gone are the days of smooth sailing in Vegas. Now he's navigating a locker room that's more mutiny on the bounty than a dream team. With tensions running high, Marsh has a tough road ahead.
Chicago, as we just said, has Tyler Marsh as their head coach. He was also an assistant for the Las Vegas Aces, so that's caused a lot of back and forth because they've had two now assistant coaches leave. Natalie Nakase is now the head coach of the Valkyries.
Meanwhile, back in Sin City, the Aces are taking on water. There's still no solid replacement for Hammond's top assistants, and it's like watching a ship with only the captain left. You know it's heading for an iceberg, but you can't look away. The rest of the league? They're circling like sharks, sensing blood in the water. This leadership void isn't just a small leak for the Aces. It's a massive hole in the hull that could sink their dynasty faster than you can say back-to-back champs. They're scrambling to bail out their empire, but the flood is coming in faster than they can manage. Will Hammond be able to patch things up and keep the ship afloat? Or will the Aces' reign sink to the bottom of the sea?
We don't have it every year. It's not the way this works. You don't get to flip a switch. It's the beautiful thing about sports, actually. The work and the commitment and the buy-in and the play hard and the want to and the will always show up in the end.
Let's talk about Kelsey Plum, the Aces' sharpshooting guard, who's been lighting up the scoreboard all season. But her playoff performance? It was as cold as a Vegas winter. In a crucial game against the Liberty, Plum only managed 6 points on 2 of 9 shooting, far below her regular season average of 17.8 points per game, 4.2 assists, and a solid 36.8% from beyond the arc. With Plum hitting free agency, you can bet there are plenty of teams ready to swoop in and try to steal her away from Sin City.
Age reminds me a lot of you. Like, it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, obviously. But, like, she understands her privilege and, like, what pushes her over the top. And it reminds me a lot of you.
But the drama doesn't end there. Atla Clark, the veteran forward who's been a steady presence for the Aces, is feeling the emotional weight of all this turmoil. When assistant coach Tyler Marsh packed up for Chicago, Clark needed a day to process the loss. This wasn't just about losing a coach. It was about losing a mentor and a friend who played a crucial role in the team's success. And what about Tiffany Hayes? The seasoned guard came out of retirement to chase a ring with the Aces, but now she's an unrestricted free agent, and her future with the team is as uncertain as a rookie's playing time. Will she stick around for another shot at glory? Or is it back to retirement?
Seemed like AJaWilson was diminishing the accomplishments of players like Kelsey Plum and Paige Bueckers and someone who is her teammate. It felt like she was giving Kelsey Plum a backhanded compliment. And a lot of people, Aces fans, WNBA fans, Kelsey Plum fans, across the board really had a problem with this video, and it really left a sour taste in their...
Remember Kate Martin, the Aces' bright young prospect? Well, she's now a member of the Golden State Valkyries. The expansion draft snagged her up, and she didn't waste any time making the move. Within 48 hours of being drafted, Martin was on a plane to San Francisco, excited to begin her new chapter.
Moving on to the Las Vegas Aces, another big storyline in this draft was that Kate Martin was drafted to the Golden State Valkyries.
But here's what's really got everyone talking: Becky Hammon's not-so-subtle jabs at her own players. She's been calling them out for caring more about their Instagram followers than their free throw percentages. It's like she's trying to coach a team of influencers instead of actual ballers. So here we are, watching the once mighty Aces scramble to keep their roster from completely falling apart. It's like they're playing a high-stakes game of musical chairs, and when the music stops, they might not have enough players left to field a starting 5. The Aces locker room has gone from championship champagne to sour grapes real quick, and it's anyone's guess how they'll bounce back from this mess.
The whole league has been pissed off for the last 8 months, and my players are in commercials and this and that and being freaking celebrities, and you get distracted.
You think the Aces' on-court drama is messy? Buckle up, because their off-court antics make their game day issues look like child's play. This isn't just drama, it's a full-blown Las Vegas spectacle threatening to overshadow their performance. Forget the glitz and glamour. The Aces are serving up a different kind of entertainment, and it's not the kind you'd want to bet on. Let's be real, the Aces aren't just losing games, they're hemorrhaging public goodwill at an alarming rate. It's like they've decided to go for gold in scandal collection instead of chasing championships.
WNBA suspends Becky Hammond for 2 games. They lose a first-round pick 2025 because Derek Hamby says she was bullied for being pregnant, body shamed, just really harassed because of her pregnancy.
First up, the Dika Hami situation, pregnancy discrimination in 2024. You better believe Ham's lawsuit against the Aces and the WNBA is no joke. She's claiming mistreatment simply for daring to start a family. The Aces and the league are trying to brush this off, but their defense is looking as shaky as a rookie's first playoff game. But wait, there's more. Remember Becky Hammond, the coaching savior? Well, she got benched faster than you can say technical foul for some not-so-smart comments about Ham's pregnancy. The league called it a workplace respect violation, and the Aces? Yeah, they're disappointed. You bet they are.